bills, you're drowning in responsibilities and things like that. Well, it's time to emerge and to emerge as more, to actually to emerge transformed. We're going to talk about that today because it has everything to do with your mindset. Your mindset alone can make or break your world. And that's something that not everyone recognizes. And oftentimes that's because we feel like, life is just coming at us and we do the best we can, just dealing with, not realizing that if we actually grab the reins of our mindset, we can change our life. We can have more control over what happens to and for us than we may have ever realized. And so your mindset can alter the experience of your life, even your day-to-day living. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And if you stay with me to the end, I have a free step-by-step guide to a joy-filled life. 5 ways to ensure that you can live a life that's full of joy, no matter what the circumstances might be. And that might seem impossible, but it's really not. It's learning how to train your mind to see good in every situation. Even with the pandemic, many people have, lost their jobs. We've lost a lot of people to the coronavirus. There have been, family issues come up because of that. And yet there has been a silver lining amidst this worldwide pandemic. And that can really be true in almost any circumstance you find yourself in. It's just a matter of training your mind to see it, though. It might be there. There might be a way to look at it that will help you to feel a joy, hopeful, to see your future. But you need to be able to pull the curtain back and recognize it. Because if you're just focusing on, what is the detrimental things that might be going on, then it's hard to move forward. And so today we're going to talk about emerging as more, even emerging transformed. So I have a question for you. How did you wake up this morning? Think about that for a minute. How did you emerge? How did you emerge from your bed this morning? Did you wake up excited and enthusiastic? Grateful, looking forward to the day? Did you wake up joyful and exhilarated? On a day-to-day basis, how are you emerging? How are you showing up? Are you emerging in a specific way, on purpose, intentionally? It really is a choice. And maybe during the week, as you're getting ready to go to work, you might not feel that way because you don't feel like, well, I don't have a choice to go to work and I really hate my job. When you first open your eyes, what's the first thing that pops to your mind? You're thinking, okay, what day is it? What do I have to do today? Oh, yeah, that's right. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to go here. I need to go there. Oh, rats. I forgot so-and-so needs an email. And then I got to go to work, whatever it might be. Maybe when you first wake up, the first thing you notice is the creakiness in your body, the soreness or slowness. Maybe you woke up in pain and that's the first thing captured your attention. But did you know that you actually have a choice about how you will emerge from your bed every morning and how you're going to show up for the day? At first, it might not seem like you have a choice, but you really do. And it all starts right here with your thoughts. That's the one thing you do have control over. We don't always have control over the things that are happening around us, even within our household sometimes, but we do have a choice about how we're going to respond to it. And it starts with our thoughts. You know, even when you might think you can't look at things differently, and I'm saying actually you really can. It makes me think of the very famous quote you've heard probably a million times, but think about it. Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And it really does play out that way. What we think about ourselves really becomes true for us. What we think about how our life will play out, that's the way it happens, either for the good or for the not so good. You know, it has been said that we can't live a positive life with a negative mindset. And that's really true. What is the likelihood of things working out if you really think they can't? Even if you just think about it. And yet, if you really believe that things can work out, what are the chances of figuring it out? Way better, wouldn't you agree? Our thoughts and our beliefs really dictate our actions. That's just the way it works. Knowing that helps the idea that living a positive life means having a positive mindset. And so if you feel like you're not in that space right now, you might be feeling negative for your own reasons. How can you shift that? Recognizing that shifting it is important for the way your life plays out, hopefully will cause you to want to pay attention to your thoughts and your beliefs. So you can't wake up mad every day, and dreading going to work every day and then expecting to live a happy life every day. We're talking about making a shift in our thinking, in our mindset, in order to make a shift in our life. And actually, that's what the guide that I want to give you will help you to do. I think I mentioned it in the beginning. If not, I meant to, that if you stay with me to the end, I do have a free guide for you of how to live a joy-filled life. And it'll show you how to make that shift in 5 different ways. So anyway, if you wake up mad every day, if you wake up frustrated every day, and you wake up angry every day, or you wake up stressed every day, and then you wonder why the next day is the same, it really starts with your own thoughts. Because on the other hand, if you woke up thinking, I'm so glad to be alive. I'm glad I woke up this morning. Not everybody did. Grateful for the day. Grateful that you have another day. Maybe if you woke up and the first thing, rather than all the things you have to do today, you just paused for that moment when you woke up to notice the birds singing just outside your window. I have that circumstance. Maybe not everybody does, depending on where you live, but I certainly do. And I enjoy that. And I pay attention to that when I wake up in the morning. I'll even pay attention to how comfortable the pillow is under my head when I wake up in the morning. I think about anything that will make me smile, anything that will make me feel good. You can do the very same thing. That's even before you allow yourself to think about all the things that are maybe facing you today. How are you feeling when you first wake up? And you can even say affirmations or mantras to yourself. It's going to be a good day. Today is going to be a good day. Even before you think about what you have to do today, just make the declaration. Just set the intention.
because you can really set the intention that no matter what happens, today is going to be a good day. And here's the interesting part about that. And usually it takes a while to really grasp this, even though it sounds simple. It takes a while to really internalize it, grasp it, and live it. Once you understand that, just simply thinking that way when you wake up will shift the trajectory of the way your day will unfold. It will actually have that literal effect. Why? Because as we often acknowledge here on this program, everything is energy, right? And your thoughts are energy. And what you want is energy. Everything is. And the reason that's significant is because energy attracts energy like itself. And that's why if you wake up stressed every day, angry every day, mad every day, frustrated every day, and then the next day comes and you have more of the same, it's because that energy attracted more of the same. So to make a shift, it means a shift in your thought process. And you can do that deliberately, just by, for example, doing the things that I mentioned here. And declaring on purpose what you want for the day. You want today to be a fabulous day. Why not say fabulous? You can say today's going to be a good day, or you can say today's going to be a fabulous day. You're going to set the intention anyway. Why not set it high? When you really think about it, you know that your mindset drives your actions. We'll just take a couple examples, and you'll see that this is really true. It's also true that nothing slows your progress like a negative mindset. Let's take the example of weight loss first, because that's so common. So many of us struggle with that off and on. So if you think that you want to lose weight and you believe you can, maybe you believe you can with this particular diet, and that's your desire, that thought and that belief will cause you to act a certain way. Your actions will reflect that thought. Your actions will reflect that belief by going on the diet, by eating a certain way, perhaps by going to the gym. Why? Because you believe you can lose weight. You want to lose weight. You're thinking about losing weight, and your thoughts and beliefs are driving your actions. Conversely, if you don't believe this diet will work for you, or you believe it's too hard for you to lose weight, that's what you believe, because you've tried and failed so many times, so now that's what you think. Well, your actions will reflect that too. Your actions will reflect that thought, that belief, and it's not likely that you'll go on that diet. Why would you? Why would you? See? Your thoughts and beliefs drive your actions, either or. To be proactive or to not be stems from really your thoughts and beliefs. You'll, in that scenario of those two people, you will act and eat differently depending on what you're thinking. We could use another example. Let's say you play an instrument, but you don't think that you play well enough to play in public. So your response is going to be quite different when someone requests a performance from you than someone who believes that they can play for an audience. You see that? It's right here. And let's say it's you both times. It's your confidence level. That's why it's so important to really do what I always say, grab the reins of your own mindset. You can do that. It's 97% probable that your habitual way of thinking is driving the way you run your business, the way you live your life. So if you can grab the reins of your own mindset, then you can begin living the life you desire rather than desiring the life you're not living. For those of you who follow me, you know it's something that I say all the time. And I say that because it's true all the time. The only thing standing between you and your goal is the story you're telling yourself about what you can or cannot achieve. Bottom line, that is how it plays out. That's what's standing between you and the thing that you want more than anything else. The story that you're telling yourself. And it might be a story that you've been told your whole life about your worthiness, your abilities. If you've always been told you're not good enough or made to feel that way, then you grow up feeling that way and you still feel that way. And it drives your actions. But it can be shifted. That's the good news. It can be shifted. It's not like, well, that's it then. You know, I've always been told my whole life I'm not good enough. I've always been told, why can't you be like so-and-so? Or asked a question, you know, why do you always do this? Or why can't you ever do that? You know, well, that doesn't mean it's set in stone. It just means that's what you grew up with. And that unfortunate foundation has been laid of limiting beliefs, but it can be shifted. And you can soar. That's what I mean by emerging as more. Emerging transformed. That's where transformation comes from. If you were already there, it wouldn't be a transformation. Transformation is emerging from a lesser situation into a better situation. Well, that can actually go both ways, but this is the way we're talking about it right now. You know what they say, that what is down in the well comes up in the bucket. So fill yourself with positive thoughts, positive beliefs. And that's where positive affirmations comes in. It's one of the ways of making that shift. And it's not from saying these affirmations, these positive statements, you know, sporadically, or every time you feel bad, you say something good to help yourself. It's saying them constantly, every day, to embed them into your belief system and now lay a new foundation. When you do that, it's actually kind of like, you know, this road, we'll call it, this pathway, this foundation that has been laid, and we'll call it limiting beliefs. It can be churned up, like you see a road being churned up. They're getting ready to scrape off the old road and lay down a new path. You can do that really for yourself. And a lot of it depends on your point of view. That really is what it's about. How you're viewing things, how you're thinking about a certain circumstance. Well, can you see the silver lining? There always is one. And this conversation reminds me of a poem that I like. It's called Point of View. And it goes like this: I've heard it said, it all depends upon your point of view. The happiness you feel inside and how things look to you. And the longer that I'm living, the more I've come to see that this is just as true a fact as anything can be. If you always look for sorrow, you will find it sevenfold. If you go in search of rainbows, you will find a pot of gold. If you have no time for dreaming, then your world is dark and gray. But with a little bit of hope, your troubles slip away. Don't waste your time with sighing when the world is full of song. Don't live among the shadows. That is not where you belong. Lift your face and feel the sunlight. Smell the flowers in the wood. And be grateful that you're living. And know that life is good. I like that little poem because it really shows the contrast, doesn't it? Between one's point of view, and we can choose our point of view. We can choose how we emerge from our bed every morning. Our attitude, we can choose it, no matter what's going on, perhaps around us. It's been said that optimism is a happiness magnet. If you stay positive, good things and good people will be drawn to you. And that is so literal. It really is literal. So think about that with the opposite view. If you're pessimistic, if you're sarcastic, if you are negative, bitter, what now do you believe will be drawn to you? And that's it. It would make it hard to climb out of that mire, out of the mire of that. You can do it, but it takes a shift in your thinking. Vince Lombardi said, life's battles don't always go to the stronger or the faster man. But sooner or later, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. And why would he say that if there wasn't truth to it, as much as he had seen? Yeah. So what we believe about ourselves really can become our truth. And it absolutely plays out that way. If you think you can live a productive, joy-filled life, no matter what's going on around you, then you absolutely can. If you think it's impossible because of the situation, then it will be impossible for you. Doesn't mean it absolutely is impossible. It will just be impossible for you because that's what you believe. So pay attention to what you say to yourself. You know, another thing that happens so often is that we rag on ourselves and we call ourselves names sometimes. Oh, you're so stupid. How could you do this? Why don't you ever get the things right? If we talk to other people the way we talk to ourselves, we wouldn't have very many friends. Why would they stick around? So be kinder to yourself, believe in yourself, and know that you can shift from limiting beliefs to believing fully in what your life can be, and recognize that your mindset is the key. So I mentioned to you that if you would stay with me to the end our chat here today, that I would have a free step-by-step guide to living a joy-filled life. And so the way that you would get that would be just to email me. And my email is easy. I'm sure it will be here shown on the video. Leanne@leannecannon.com. And in the subject line, just type free guide, and I'll know what that means, and I'll send it to you. Also, if you refer a friend to our show, Mindset Matters, I have one of my books is called Time Mastery, Key to Increased Productivity and Profitability, and I will send that to you. The only thing that needs to happen is your friend also email me, and the subject line would just be Mindset Matters in your name. And then I'll send you that free ebook. So back to our very first thought here today, just to review, that your mindset alone can alter the experience of your life. It can alter the experience of your day-to-day living. And so because this is true, pay attention to what you say to yourself when you first wake up in the morning. Be intentional and think of the positive things in your life by design. Do that on purpose and do it before you think about anything else and see what happens. I mean, I don't even have to convince you that this will make a difference for you. If you just do it, even for a week, you'll notice that you'll feel differently throughout your days. You'll handle things differently. You'll feel happier. Optimism is a magnet to happiness, remember?
So I'll leave you with those thoughts for today. And I hope you will join me next time on Mindset Matters.